watching the Crypto Market Update with your host, Chris Marshall, your home for the latest crypto news, reviews, and updates that can be found around the block. If this is your first time here, then we would like to thank you for watching. If you enjoy the show, please like, subscribe, and share with anyone that you believe needs this type of content in their life. Just a reminder, anything discussed on this show is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. With that out of the way, let's get on with the show.
How's it going today in this fine crypto market that we are in today? I am your host, Chris Marshall, and this is the Crypto Market Forecast, where we take a look at the different events that are coming around the crypto space this coming week, and we see what effect that they might have on the crypto market. And we also do a deep dive first thing into what the markets are doing currently. And boy, if you are in, you probably know that things are pretty bloody this morning. So let's first take a look at our sponsors before we dive into some market analysis. First up, Customerify.io is the easiest way for you to collect your user feedback. If you have a website, software, SaaS, anything like that, go ahead and look up www.customerify.io. Quickly create a campaign after you log in and easily integrate it into any existing websites or even email marketing campaigns for you to quickly collect user feedback. Something as simple as a simple emoji to as complex as a questionnaire. Go check them out again, www.customerify.io. Next up is OTEC, Ocala's Tech and Innovation Council. They are going to be meeting up next Tuesday over at BizNect in Ocala. If you want more information on their group or any events coming up, go check them out at www.facebook.com/Ocala Tech Council. Great, with that out of the way, let's move on over to Coin Market Cap and see what is going on in the market. So first off, look at this market cap. This is the first time we've been under $1 trillion or under trillions in quite some time. So today's market cap sitting at $965 billion. It's been a while since we've been under $1 trillion. At 19,839 cryptos, 24-hour volume is up. We're at $142 billion in the trading volume over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance at 46.8 and ETH at 15.3. We can see the market kind of shifting towards these bigger names, getting out of the smaller coins and moving just into these. Gas sitting at 69 Gwei today. Let's take a look at some of these top coins. Everything is just massively down, with stable coins being the few exceptions. Just tons of blood over the last few hours, really like the last 12 to 16 hours, I believe. It's kind of when all this started, which would put it, make you think that it was kind of triggered by something overseas. I've seen some rumors about it being something along the lines of Celsius is kind of the reason why. Not exactly sure what Leo is here, but that's one of the few exceptions that's only down in single digits. Everything else is double digits and more. I guess Mana is only 3%. Yeah, so lots of bloody movement here. Let's go on over to the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Today we're sitting at 11. If you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, basically the lower the number on a scale from 0 to 100, the more fearful the market is. And what people like to do is they use this as an indicator to determine when a good time to buy or sell might be. The general consensus is that the more fearful the market, we may be at a bottom. So people will try to buy in when the market is more fearful, thinking that we've reached the bottom. And then on the inverse of that, when the market is overall greedy, that might be a good time to sell because we might be at a top. So that is what the Crypto Greed and Fear Index is for. Yesterday we were at a 14, last week we were at a 13, and last month overall we were at a 9. I'm surprised we're not lower today. Honestly, I figured we'd been in the single digits today, but sitting at 11. So let's move on to the charts. And first, I want to show you the chart that I have drawn out that we've been looking at for a while. Basically, it was this correlation between this early 2021 market move where we shot up really high to what was the all-time high at the point of 60, like 5,000. And then we came down and we started to form this bullish flag pattern. And if you were to draw out the flagpole and draw the flag pattern and do all that stuff, you would have seen that we should have been around a $12,000 coin after it broke down out of this flag. And instead, we came up to form new all-time highs. And why that might be is hard to really determine. But we had something similar going on a few months later at the end of 2021, where we started to form this bullish flag pattern again, formed a flag, and we broke down below it. And then for weeks, we sat here on this same $28,000 support level like we did back here. So time period 1, time period 2, and one of the potential ways that we could have went was to go up and recover. And obviously we did not do that. Instead, we broke down below it. And so what I wanted to try to figure out is where should those lines be at if we were to fall again. And so if you were to look, if we took the overall bearish flag pattern, the bottom could end up at this $12,000 level again, just like it should have went back here, which lines up with some nice support lines. We've come up and had some good resistance at that before, so that kind of makes sense. The other thing, just kind of looking at these lines correlate, so blue to blue, green to green, and now what we have is another flag that kind of happened. It's more like a pennant type of bearish pattern, but we have the same type of thing. So we have this flag pulled down. We have this movement, which you could call a pennant, and then another pull down, which would put us around 18,000. So just kind of looking at it, this box here might be a good price target for where we could see a bottom. But now I want to look at something else. And for that, we're going to move on over to the weekly. And first we'll take a look at Bitcoin. So I want to give you a little bit of good vibes, a little bit of hope here, and show you a few things. So here we have Bitcoin, and if you notice, I have the Fibonacci retracement. I have it kind of when this major bull run started. So this is kind of the point at which it started around a $10,000 level, and then all the way up to the all-time highs. And so I want to show you a couple things. I want to point out a couple things. First, let's point out we're approaching our 200 simple moving average. So this would take into account the last so many weeks. And so this is the 200-day SMA simple moving average. And we're coming down towards it. And every time we've touched it and kind of sat around it, we've come back up and had that kind of mark the bottom. So time 1, time 2, this could be time 3 where we come down and touch it, and this could be a bottom. Now this support level, the SMA support level, coincides with 2 other pretty important support levels where we see this 80% retracement on this Fibonacci retracement level. So that is also a very strong indicator that this could be a very good support level. And this number is about 22,400-ish, somewhere around in there. And then on top of that, we have the 20,000, 19,700, somewhere around there, support level from the all-time high back in December of 2017. And then we also had some pretty good resistance before we broke above it in early 21 or end of 2020 before we broke above it. And so I'm kind of thinking that we might see a bottom right around this area. And that's going to be between 22.5, let's say, and about 20,000. I think we could see the bottom right in there. I think there's some pretty good reasons to find support in that area and kind of taper down and eventually make our climb back up. For this other chart, I want to go on over to Ethereum and look at what Ethereum is doing. So if you notice, we never even had the 1 week relief that we did with Bitcoin as a simple green candle for 1 week like we did, but Ethereum never had that. So we've been in, what is this one? How many weeks of red have we been in? Look at that, 10 weeks now. So same thing, we're looking at bearish flag patterns here. Formed from its all-time high back in November 21, and we reached the top of the flag in April of 2022. So you could draw the flag pull out a couple different ways. So if you use from the all-time high to the bottom, or if you use more of what looks like a flag pull, which would be sometime here in December of 21 to the bottom of the flag, if you were to copy and paste those lines over, you would see that we would have a range between about $1,550 to about $827. And the other thing is that we are coming and we have touched now this 200-day moving average or 200-week moving average now over here. So very interesting that we are now at these support levels this week. So what does this mean exactly? Another thing to mention too is we're finally below 25 on these RSIs. So, or below 30 at least on these RSI levels. So very interesting to see how oversold we really are. Also on top of that, you can kind of see it looks like we're starting to kind of taper off. You can kind of see these highs in volume are a little lower, and then it kind of looks like just generally we're starting to have less and less volume come through. So I want to say that it's very possible we see a bottom in the next week to 3 weeks, and I think it's going to be somewhere between Bitcoin being around 22,500 to $20,000. I think would be a pretty good estimate of where we could see the bottom at. That is, of course, assuming we don't break down even farther below that, which would put us at this somewhere between $18,000 to $12,000 level if you were to draw out some of these other flag pulls. So just be wary, be looking at that. I think what could really save us is some regulation. So it's going to be hard to see. I'm predicting there's going to be some event around that time period when we hit some of those levels. It's going to be the thing that kind of starts to push us back up, or at least find stability within the market. So that's what we're looking for. Is we're looking for stability in the world, stability in the market, not just the crypto market, in the financial market, in the tech market. We just need a little bit of stability for a nice little bit of a recovery and some relief. So we will see what happens. Let's move on over to some events that are coming out. There's not many really. Again, I find events coming up through Brave New Coin and also Coin Market Cap. So go check those out for the events yourself. The ones that I'm really going to be looking at this week are going to be London Tech Week. I think we could see some pretty big stuff coming out of here. We have tons of people, including Hillary Clinton and a bunch of other important people that are going to be up there speaking at London UK Week. So be looking out for things to come out of there. And then the other thing is going to be this FinTech South. I think we could see some good stuff coming out of here, a little bit closer to home. Nothing too crazy, nothing is probably as crazy as the London Tech Week. But yeah, definitely something to keep your eyes on. And if we move on over to the CoinMarketCap crypto event calendar, there's not a whole lot going on this week for any crypto specifically. Nothing like last week where we saw the Ropsten chain merge for Ethereum. Nothing quite like that going on in this space. So yeah, that's basically it for today's show. It's a pretty bad week, or at least a bad day today. Hopefully you're in a good spot. Don't get too down on yourself. If you purchase in lately and we're down, I don't think it'll last forever. I think we will come back up and out of this. There was just so much hype in 2020 and 21 and all the stuff that I think for true capitulation, you need the people who are all those moonbaggers, all those diamond hand people. There's a lot of hype. And so I think you really have to see a breaking of spirits for true capitulation. So if you want to be the people that are kind of succeeding in this area, you gotta stay strong. Just put your phone down. Stop looking at your portfolio so often. When you get into this type of investing, you should have only invested what you were willing to lose. Now be willing to lose it. Let it sit. Don't keep looking at it. Don't be fretting if you should buy or sell. If you were hoping that you would never have to work again, maybe go find a job. Leave off a job for a little while, let your crypto kind of sit and hold and wait for a nice recovery. We could be in this bear market for up to 2 years, so be patient. You got to be patient. Patient pays off when you're investing. So be patient. I hope that helps. I hope I've given you a little glimmer of hope, a little glimmer of light. Until Friday, this is Chris signing off. I'll see you all on Friday for our crypto market recap, where we take a look at the different events that have happened throughout the week in crypto that have had an effect and what effect they have had on your favorite cryptos. Again, I'm Chris. I'll see you all on Friday. Bye.